everyone, welcome back to my next video. Well, standing here next to me is Stan, and a lot of you are going to recognize Stan. Stan is on my second most popular video on Stan the Nomad trucker. We're doing a follow-up. So Stan, we're here to find out about your life. I see everything's changed. You're still in the same truck, it looks like.
Yeah, some people can sell everything, throw it all in the van, and dive in the deep end. I gotta slowly dip my toe.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Instead of diving in full time and 100% right off the bat, I'm gonna wean myself off. And I told you 2 years ago, I told you I'm working full-time truck all the time. I'm working, and the next year I'm gonna maybe slim it down and only work about 80% of the time. 20%, I'm gonna go do some things. Then the next year, maybe get down to 60% and 40% playing and going van life and traveling. I went to Alaska this summer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So was last year your 80%?
Last year was my 80%.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah. But yeah, last year was what I would call 80%. Now in 2019, I'm going to try to get it down to about 60%. I'm going to take this summer. I'm thinking, it's not written in stone, but I'm thinking going to Nova Scotia. Instead, I went up the west side. I think I'm going up the east side. I'm going to maybe do some of the Titanic graveyard thing, you know, that kind of stuff. And I've never been up that far. I've been to Maine. I've been to Portland, Maine. That's as far north as I've been. But it's just another direction. And then maybe the next year I'll go to the Sequoias and the Grand Canyon, because I'll be in the 40% or 50-50 that year. But eventually, in 3, 4, maybe 5 years, wean myself off of the truck and go full bore RV, camping, van, or whatever. Like I said, I've got a Ford Transit van that I built out, and I'm about half done. Actually, I drove it to Alaska. I didn't like the layout. I thought, I can do this better. I tore it out and did a different layout. And then right before I come home from Christmas, I was going to finish it up before I come out here, and I caught the flu.
Oh no.
And I couldn't finish it up, so I had to bring the old ugly truck. But people like the truck, so but they're getting a kick out of it. So
pretty nice comfort in there.
Yeah, it is. It's an RV. When I bought this, I had the idea. I wanted to get out of trucking and go RVing, and it's the money thing. You just, do I have enough? You know. We were actually talking about this on another interview earlier, not you, but another guy, and we were talking about money. And if you knew when you were going to die, you could plan it out perfect. You just don't know, so you aim for the longest. Okay, I might live to 90, make enough money to live till 90. So I don't know if that's the right way to think about it, but I wanted to get out of trucking and get into RV or travel nomad, whatever, like you do.
So your plan has been, go from 80 to 60, which is this year, 2019, and the year 2020 be 50%, and then you'll get comfortable with the amount of money you got saved in the bank. Right.
Yeah. I don't want to run out, and nobody does. Nobody wants to run out. And one of the things that I'm kind of doing is I've started the YouTube channel, and I'm making a little bit of money on it, and it's not enough for me to live on. I don't think it's enough at the moment. I want to make sure.
Tell us the name of your channel.
Oh, SASNAK.
Who?
SASNAK. I was born in Kansas, so I took Kansas and turned it around. Okay. Actually, when I was a kid, a teenager, I remember there was a bar in Topeka, Kansas called SASNAK's. And I just remembered that you turn the word around, it makes this goofy thing. It's kind of like Nebraska is Azkaban or something like that, or something like that. But anyway, I thought that would be a neat name. And it's not cheap RV living. People know me as SASNAK here. I'm not Stan, I'm SASNAK, you know. So it works in that regard. Now, it's not good for searchables, like your cheap RV living's a good searchable, but it's working for me, and I like it, and I'm having a good time with it. And but yeah, the videos are basically just my life in the truck. Yours are a lot of interviews. Yours are a lot of how-tos. I'm more of I got a GoPro I put on the dash, and I'll put music to that, and then I'll switch to me talking about what we're doing today. I'm heading to Atlanta to deliver something, and we'll be down there tomorrow. And just the day-to-day life of a trucker, but it's not all trucking. Whatever I run across. I've got a very good friend of mine. He's a rancher's son, okay? And they had a huge ranch in Colorado, and they had a big cattle roundup. And I went up there and spent 4 or 5 days and made 5 or 6 videos, all the romantic of the cattle roundup, the last of the cowboy. I thought I did such a good job on those. So it's those kind of videos too. It's a little, just whatever I run across in life, i.e. the RER or RTR. I'm doing a lot of videos on that right now. Other things, it's just...
Well, you had one really big one. What was that?
Oh yeah, the everybody wants to, when they get up in the truck, they're looking around. I think you might even, boy, what kind of transmission is this? It's an 18-speed transmission, and it's somewhat daunting to people. How do you get 18 slots? You know, you think of a 5-speed,
right?
You know, there's all the gates and everything. Right. Well, boy, there's 18 of these. Oh, and that's not how it works. And I explain how it works, and I got 5 million views on that. 5 million views. I just blown away. The first one, it went up to about 20,000. Wow, and I'm getting 500 views on my videos at that time. 20,000, 50,000. Wow. Well, surely I hit 100,000 and I quit. Well, somebody, one of my viewers, picked it up and put it on a website, CDL Life. I'd never even heard of that website. It's like a online magazine for truck drivers. CDL is your truck CDL license, so a commercial driver's license, and it's a magazine. Anyway, they put it on there. I think it's kind of a Facebook kind of setup or something where they have videos and whatever. And all of a sudden it took off. Then it got put on another website, you know, and another website. And next thing it's over in Europe. And I'm getting all these European truckers talking about, because they don't have these trucks, these big semis. They don't have those in Europe. They got the little cab overs. So they're like, whoa, that thing's amazing. So it's just, it's kind of amazing how it spread. It's like a viral video, and I understand why they call it viral now. So, but yeah, I've had some pretty good luck with that, and I'm really happy. And eventually, one of these days, I'll be Bob's size and 200,000 subscribers. I don't want to drive no more. I can go buy a nice van, or I'm actually thinking of schoolies. I really am. I really like the schoolie here, and I'm thinking about maybe doing that because a little bit more room. And but then there's the size. You know, where's the perfect? You trade off. You always talk about the trade-offs.
Always.
So, but anyway, that's
for me. It's a van. Yeah. You can go anywhere. You get decent gas mileage. But you don't, if you need more comfort than that, then it's got to be something else.
A little bit bigger. And my van that I have is that Ford Transit. It's the tall, longest one. It's an E350 dually. I mean, it's the biggest one you can get. And I'm out trying to put cabinet in somewhere or another, and I just, dang, I wish I had 2 more feet. So it's just, and the funny thing is, I've lived in this small sleeper for 30 years, and I just got this one a couple years ago, but I lived in that small sleeper truck for all those years, and I was fine with that space. But now I kind of want a little bit bigger space. Sure. Now that I've gotten used to this, it's going to be hard to downsize, so I don't think I'll go anything smaller than this, which would be the van. But you're right, the van, the fuel mileage, and there's the compromises. You always talk about the compromises when it comes to rigs. So there is no perfect rig. No. There's one that will suit you good enough, better than the rest. Right. That's about it. So that's really it. And you just got to weigh it all out. Yep. What can you live with? What can't you? Yep. That's exactly right. Yeah, but what you're doing with starting out with the Transit is perfect. You'll find out. Will this be big enough? Yeah. Yeah. I had no problem going to Alaska and all that. Like I said, the layout wasn't quite right. My problem was I put the bed, okay, if you're driving on the driver's side wall, I put the bed along the driver's side wall and the kitchen on the right side. And there was a hallway. Well, you got to where I was shuffling. I did a lot of shuffling. Now I thought, no, I don't like that. Let's take the bed and put it on the back wall, you know, and the back doors open up and there's a wall 2 feet in, so I got a trunk or a garage back there. Yeah. That's where all the solar chargers and all that, the batteries and all that, and the water tank, that's all back there. And then I put the bed, and then that opens it up a lot more. And I love this new floor plan so much better. So, but like I said, I ran out of time. Otherwise, you'd be sitting right here, and I'd let you look at it next year. You can do another one next year. How's that sound? Yeah. So, but anyway, that's what I've been up to. Just trying to wean myself off and off of trucking and get into a more of a nomadic traveling, leisurely life. Okay,
Right.
and that's where you came in. Was the are you? When I first started watching your stuff, I had a sports car, I had a motorcycle, a big fancy motorcycle, I had a pickup, I had a Jeep, I had the semi, I had the trailer that went with the semi, and I can remember years ago, I would go down to the DMV and I only had to register one vehicle, the pickup item, and that was it. And I didn't have a cell phone, nobody had cell phones back then. I lived in the truck, I had no bills. I didn't even need a P.O. box because nobody was mailing me anything, you know? And that was the happiest time of my life. I look back and like, gee, there was nothing, you know, it was great. Now it's like, oh, I'm down at the DMV every other month, giving them tax money, you know, for all these vehicles I own. And for what? I'm in the truck all the time working my butt off and I don't get to play with them. What's the point? You know, and I started watching your videos. Actually, I came across you through watching minimalism videos, like TED Talks. And there was the suggestion of Without Bound. And I watched that, and I thought, oh, that's pretty good. And in it, it talked about you had a website. And let's go see what he's all about. Yeah, and that's how I found you. And most people maybe don't know, they probably do. You're kind of a secluded man.
I am indeed.
The very first time I met Bob was 4 years ago, I think. We were having the RTR and there was only about 100 people out here. And I parked the truck down at the freeway. And I walked up here and I walk up and where's this Bob guy? Where's this Bob guy? And you saw me coming, right? And you just kind of hucked behind a van and whatever. And somebody else said, oh, well, Bob's, he's busy, blah, 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 blah. They headed me off at the pass. Okay. The next year I came out and I brought the truck up and turned around up here where the entrance is. I turned around there and pulled up here and popped the brakes. Where's Bob at? Oh, he's in town. Oh, okay. I gotta see Bob. I gotta see Bob. I give up. I got to get to rolling. So I got back. I saw you coming down the road. I popped the brakes. I jump out. I walk over and I high five him. Like, the wrong thing to do, Bob. And ever since he was like, stand back. I had no idea that was your personality, and I'm sorry for that. I did not know. But other people don't do that. Please don't do that.
Well, I've gotten more and more used to it.
He's better at it than he was. Yes,
I'm pretty adapted to it.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my first. I remember that first time, you're like, who in the hell is this maniac? So, but yeah, that was.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, well, okay, but yeah, I don't know. I'm a kind of I'm out there. I'm not a recluse. What's the opposite of
extrovert?
You're an introvert. I'm an extrovert. I'm out there. So, but yeah, we're all different, right?
We're all different.
So.
Well, thanks, Stan, for the update in your life. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah. Folks, you've been asking for it. What's going on with all these YouTubers that I've interviewed? And you can see Stan is thriving, moving forward in your life, slowly making those changes.
Morphing.
Yeah, morphing. The caterpillar is breaking out of the cocoon.
Yep, there you go. Something like
Although
that.
it's hard to describe you being in a cocoon.
Or a caterpillar.
Or a caterpillar, yes.
Yeah. So, there's got to be a better analogy than that.
There's got to be a way better.
We don't have time.
Yeah, we don't.
So, anyway, take care, guys.
Thanks. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I know you did. If you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.